Hello. It is show day morning, one last time. A couple of hours out, and then my season is fucking done, which is mental. So, Sunday day off, really maturely, like a proper athlete, and playing another game of foot champs. I lost the game I was playing last night in like the last minute, which was annoying. So yeah, I didn't really go to bed on good terms. And he just scored again. Great, brilliant. Right, now, woke up today in the 197s, which is not too far off a new low for me, which is nice. It kind of just means that, like, we're exactly where we wanted to be. We're nice and dry, we're nice and tight, we're still pretty full, which is really, really cool. And as, like, a bit of water comes in, a bit more sodium, even like just a bit of, like, fat and carbohydrates, some sugary carbs, will be even better. So I'm very happy. I've got a meal to get in at 6, which will be just after this game finishes, which is good. We've already had a black coffee and a first little bout of orals, which was Arimidex, Aldactone, Winstrol, and a serving of Peak Max. So nothing like crazy, really. And then we've got a meal at 6, which I'll obviously show you. And then in between meals, we are basically going to be like just sipping through, obviously, water, but we're also going to have 30 grams of Hardy Branch, like a dextrin in there. Just again for this like lower volume of food, and like especially with classic, your midsection show is really, really important. Especially for me, like I'm not that classic in comparison to some of the guys that are going to be there. Obviously, for some reason, PCA do like my shape. I don't really know why. But they do, which is good. So ultimately, we're going to try and play to that as much as possible, limit the amount of like volume in the stomach. So the first meal is like really, really condensed, which should be pretty good. I did have to remake it, which is a bit annoying. I was like trying to weigh out the pink salt, but I put it on like the bowl, which is a small bowl anyway, on the micro scales, and I made it last night because I knew it was going to be 50 grams of rice pudding, because Tim told me. And then it just didn't track the salt, which is absolutely class. So yeah, I am going to go and finish prepping all of that, show you the meal. But no, I feel good. I need to sort my hair out as well, because we have to leave in like an hour, and my hair's a fucking mess. Doesn't look good, and it's not going to stay like that. So yeah, I did just rage quit that king, so I left me all down. Oh shit. As you can see, there you go. Meal number 1, Bosch. Incredibly thick and low volume, Wabosh, and incredibly good. Got Jared checking in already. Looks great, wicked. Off the back of 2 high days, and we are now running a 3rd for a rest day, which is going to be a little bit more moderate before getting back down to baseline tomorrow. Lovely fucking stuff. Bosh. Right, and top coat of tan is on. I haven't filmed that much yet, have I? So I'll probably give a bit of an update. So the first meal went down, which was all chilling. We got to tan. Tan took a little bit longer initially, straight off the bat. But once we were in that, my tan dried actually pretty quickly this time, which is cool. So then got some shots. Feel pretty sound, feel pretty good. I didn't, to be fair, I say that. Initially, I didn't feel great. My stomach was in absolute bits, which I think is just down to the fact that within, like, the last, like, by 5 a.m, it was gone, like, 15 hours, 13 hours. And all I'd had is 180 grams of chicken and 20 grams of nut butter. So it's probably just the fact that my body is, like, fucking starving. But regardless, we are setting up camp, me and Molly in the corner. And that's the view. There you go. It's pretty cool. As much as like the British finals is a really cool venue and shit, I feel like this is also a bit better. Like, do you know what I mean? That is just pretty sick.
Like, you can literally see everything from up top.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, positives all around so far. Next meal going down anyway, which is going to be 2 squares bars, 50 grams of jam, 10 dark chocolate, 1 gram pink salt, 0.4 low salt. So I've already literally weighed out all of that this morning. Where is it? on here, in here. So that's the mix of everything else. So basically you need to get 2 squares bars and whack all that on there, which will be a bit easier. Then we've got a few more anabolics going in. So we've got 50 VAR, 25 Supergel, 20 Halo. Going in pretty much the same sort of time, about 90 minutes pre-stage, because I'm going to be third class on today, which is nice because it's like, and it's also nice that best case scenario, I win. The overall isn't at the end of the day. It's just before men's physique, so it'll be around, say, like 2 p.m. So I don't have to wait around like all day. That being said, there is some fucking freaks. There's people from Hungary who have come over, and there's one dude who's absolutely fucking massive. And obviously, I know a couple of people doing the show from like just knowing them. Obviously, Harry is down there. There's a guy called Ash, who's really good. It's going to be a really good class. So, yeah, just very excited. And wherever we place, but I just can't wait to get up and have some fun. But regardless, what's my goal? I want to win. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But I'm going to try, and we'll just see what happens. So yeah, I'll leave it there for now. I don't know how much else I'll film. I might get Molly to like film some bits of me pumping up, and I'll show her how to better use this. And
Well, what did I do wrong last time?
well, last time you used your phone.
No, I did some bits on there.
Oh yeah, but you filmed the floor.
No, I didn't.
Watch the PCA Northwest video. I've had to edit it around. Dick. As you can see, I am not on stage. I didn't even get on stage. I did. It is now Wednesday. A few days post-show. Molly didn't film anything on the DJI, idiot. And I forgot to film anything after the class. And then I forgot to film anything after the show. I just haven't filmed, so I do apologise. But I thought I need to kind of wrap this video up in some form of way. So what I am going to do is I'm going to move the camera slightly to there, and then I'm going to sit here so that when I edit this, by here, I can put some photos and stuff. So where do I start? So the last bit you would have seen was me before I kind of went on stage after I went on stage, after I had my tan and all that shit. Right, cool. So, from then, got called backstage, had my pre-stage meal and whatnot, and obviously started pumping up. Am I even in focus? Jesus Christ. I'm also very ill, by the way. Very ill. All the lovely drugs are right now out, so I don't look anywhere near as cool, which is really, really depressing. And I am deloading. Brilliant, because I am smashed, and like I said, I am pretty fucking ill. I'll go on to that afterwards. But yeah, it's not nice. Today is the first day since yesterday that I can actually talk, because yesterday I couldn't speak, which was brilliant. But no, so had food and whatnot, started pumping up. Then Tim arrived, we put the glaze on, and then we also put I think it's called like hot stuff or something like that, where essentially it's almost like I think it's a bit like a deep heat, maybe, and you basically put a small bit on, it gets really, really hot, and essentially you can just ramp up the look and whatnot. However, I wasn't a fan of that. It was the first time I'd ever used it. I don't think I'll use it again. Maybe it helps how I looked, I don't know, but I'll get onto it in a second why I don't like it. But yeah, like backstage and like pumping up, I was a bit rushed. I did feel a bit rushed. Like I didn't feel like I had loads of time to really actually pump. And then when we left like the gym area, because it was the gym area of the universe, we also went like literally just about to go on. Everyone had their bands. I didn't bring my bands backstage because I thought we were just going to be pumping up in the gym. So afterwards I was like, shit, I've got nothing to pump my back up. I've got nothing to pump my arms up. all I could really do is some press-ups. That's it. So that was class. And I found some very light bands. I didn't really do anything. So I feel like my side delts especially was a bit flat, or not pumped really, should I say. But it was fine. But regardless, massive class. I think it was like 15, 16, 17 of us. And from what photos I've seen and just obviously seeing everyone backstage, I don't think there was one person who was like, so to speak, average. Like, I think everyone in the class was just really fucking good, which was sick. So they brought everyone out, and I had a bit of anxiety in a way before I went on, because the last time that I was in a really big class was PCA Midlands in 2024, where there was 15 of us, and they had the numerical call out, but because the class was so big, they split it down the middle and then just switched everyone. And then you did your whole round of posing again, then you go to the back, then it's the first call out, then it's the second call out, then it's routines. So I was like, fucking hell, I might be having to do like 4 rounds of posing here. And I know my posing fitness needs work, and I probably should have worked on a bit more, but I didn't. But I was like, oh, it is what it is, cool. So I get brought out, and I'm maybe 3 or 4 out from the far right of the stage, which doesn't really matter in numerical call out, but there's a positive. There's a very big positive to that. So call us out. I'm like, sound, cool. They held the front relax for what felt like 15-20 seconds, and I was quite happy that I only reset once, so that's good. And obviously quarter turns and whatnot, but then as I turned to the rear, to my right, literally about maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, they've got these screens. They've got screens on either side. So on my right is the right hand side one. And this screen is like, it looks like the reel, that PCA post. So it's basically like that camera, and it's obviously just panning round from different athletes at the time. And as I go into my rear relaxed, it's on me. And I'm like, okay. So I can basically see myself pose up there. So I was literally like, right, I can just adjust that, sick. Quarter turn, sick, it's still on me. Nailed my quarter turn. And I was like, cool, brilliant. So hopefully at this point, there is now some photos going over the look and shit like that. I'm trying to see on my phone which ones I've got so I can make sure to put them up. Have I got any from this call out? Maybe. I've got like the front lat, and I've got the front relaxed. Okay, I'll just put some over there, and that would be cool. I don't know if I actually have any from like the initial bit before they moved anyone. No, I don't. Brilliant. Sick. But yes, there'll be some photos on the right hand side now. Or there would have been anyway a little bit earlier, who knows. And then they go back to you finish your posing, and they started moving people around. And I genuinely can't remember. I think they did. I think they moved me 1 from the middle to their right. So this is usually where they're looking for like second or third. And I was like, cool, sound, let's work into first. But regardless, I was like, right, I'm in the top 3 at the moment. Sick, brilliant. And the person who I actually thought, literally just going off what I had seen at TAN, and also maybe what I searched on Instagram, the big Hungarian dude, he was in the middle, and I was like, not surprised. But then they moved him out for, it was either Ash or Harry, one of the two, I can't remember. But eventually the top 3 ends up being us 3, which before even the show, I'll be honest, I kind of expected it to be us 3. I expected it to be between me, Ash and Harry, if I'm honest, before I knew the Hungarian dudes were doing it. Which I was like, cool, right, sound. There's strong points to every single one of us. There's things which each of us have on the other 2 competitors. Harry, by an absolute landslide, is the most classic. Ash, I think, has more classic look than me, but potentially I think I'm more, not potentially, I was more conditioned than the 2. So I was literally like, right, it literally depends on how they judge it, and I'm going to get onto the judging at the end. I'm going to give my honest opinion. But it was us 3 there, and I was like, cool, sound. They then finished the call out. I don't think anyone else moved. I think maybe Ash was in the middle, then Harry went into the middle and I stayed where I was. And I was like, okay, cool, sound, job done. I've probably come third, cool. I went backstage just waiting for, obviously they did a second call out, then it was going to be routines. And I was like, backstage, I was like, I wasn't bummed. I was like, I'm happy with third. Like, if that's what it is, I'm happy with third. Because my goal for the universe was to place top 5 at the start of prep, and I was like, right, cool, sound. The only like bit in my head was like, I would like it if they at least put me in the middle for a little bit just to compare me there. So I feel like it could have gone a bit more either way, and I was like, oh, it's cool. Then after they finished the second call up, they didn't do routines, and this is where this was probably the coolest experience I've ever had competing. It was mental. Like I've never seen this happen at a PCA show. I don't think anyone else has mentioned that they have seen it either. So let me have a drink of water because I'm fucking thirsty. So Stephen, fucking big Scottish dude, they announced it first. They were like, now can we have numbers blah 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 one more time please? And I was like, huh, that's my number. Stephen was like, Harry, Josh, Ash back on stage for another call out. And I was like, what Molly, if you're watching this, the what thing that Molly does, yeah, so they basically, and now I have a different set of photos going up, asked the top 3 to come back out for another round, another comparison, because it was that close. And I was like, you know what? If I haven't been moved into the middle, cool. That's fucking sick. Like, it was that close that they called us back out for a top 3 call out. And I was like, I've never seen that done before. That's what they do in like fucking pro qualifiers. That's what they do in like pro shows. That's what they do at the fucking Olympia. And I was like, that was fucking sick. Like, that was so cool. And yeah, like that was really, really fun. And obviously went back. Then I think I had like 15, 20 minutes until my routine, which was nice. I kind of got my breathing back a good bit. Routine, I will put here. It will just be there. There's a video of it. Thank you very much, Ollie. Ollie lifts weights. Competed against him at Saxon. He's a really, really nice lad. Really sound. So that is there. That's probably a bit better quality, I think, and you can actually see it a bit more than the PCA reel, because you can actually see my whole body in it. But yeah, like really happy. To be fair, it was in a weird way. Like I was doing the routine, I was like, have I just sped up and gone really, really quick? I just felt like the music was a bit off, but obviously it wasn't off because it was the MP3 that I sent, so it was a bit weird. But yeah, sound cool. And then pose down, everyone get calls to the back. And the hot stuff, by the way, the reason I didn't like it, you know Vicks, the like stuff you used to get on like your chest and shit when you had like a bit of a chest infection. It's like that. So it was literally like every time I was like breathing, it was going so deep into my fucking nose, and it made it a lot harder to breathe. Like yeah, I didn't like that. But it is what it is. We know for next time in 2 or 3 years. I don't think that would have affected the placing either. But so pose down done, blah blah blah, and we then have the awards, which I knew I was in the top 3 because obviously with the call out. But I was like, I don't care where I place, man. I don't like. Don't get it wrong. I'd love to win. Everyone wants to win. If you're competing, you want to go and win. But I was very happy with the fact that like, if I was going to be third, I would go out for a third call out, not really a third call out, but a top 3 call out, which was fucking cool. And yeah, so we came away with 3rd place at the PCA Universe. I didn't get a second this year, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm very happy with. I didn't really fancy getting another second place. It's boring, it's annoying, I'd rather a different colour. So no, I'm actually genuinely really happy with that. And in regards to the placings, so Ash was second, and then Harry came first and got his PCA Pro card, which is fucking sick. And my honest opinion, complete right judging. Genuinely, completely the right judging. The confidence I had going into the show was not because I thought I was the most classic. I knew for a fact out of me, Ash and Harry, I was the least classic there. The reason I was like, okay, well, I've got a chance here was I knew, in my opinion, I was more conditioned than the two, and I was bigger. But then also, when I say I'm bigger, I'm heavier, but that also doesn't correlate to a more classic look. I'm potentially a bit denser through areas, but I also don't look like a classic dude. I look like a bodybuilder, albeit a shapely one, but not classic, nowhere near as classic as Harry and Ash. So I was like, well, there's a reason why they could place me first, but in my opinion, for how classic should be judged, the judging was correct. So that's what I'm really happy about. Like, I'm really happy about that. Which I feel like is quite difficult to explain when you're talking about like not winning a class, that you're happy about not winning based on the result and based on like the criteria. Because I genuinely am. Like, if I won, I'd be very, very happy. But in the back of my head, I'd be like, but there's people who are more suited to the criteria, in my opinion. So I'd feel a bit weird about it. But regardless, I placed high based on my condition, based on my muscularity, and based on the fact that I still kind of suit classic at the moment. But no, it was the right result, and I'm very, very happy about it. So yeah, good stuff. And then within about 2 hours of coming off stage, you probably had about 250 mils of water and nothing else. Because came off stage, I was chatting to everyone. My clients were there. Shout out to Will, Dylan, Killian, Maisie, and Rel, who's Killian's girlfriend, not my client, for coming along. Like, genuinely, guys, thank you so much. It was absolutely lovely. Like, like I've said before, like, I am very lucky and blessed that I have a very, very good relationship with all of my clients. And like some of my clients, for example, the ones who came up, and there's countless more, I literally view as like my best mates, and have them there was really, really nice. So it was nice to spend some time with them. I haven't seen them for a couple of weeks, so it was nice to catch up with them as well. When my dad came along, really nice to see them as well. And then we just chilled at the show for a little bit. I then came back to the flat, which is like 40-minute drive or so, freshened up, because I was like, I want to go back to the show, I want to see people, I want to chat, I want to have a nice day, but I don't really want to be at my tan and just fucking shitty clothes. So came back, had a shower, got changed, went back to the show, caught up with everybody, watched a bit more of the show. By the time we got there, it was on to like men's physique and bikini, so I didn't really get to watch the pro classic and pro bodybuilder, which I would have liked to watch, but I needed a shower. Then we headed out for food, which was with my clients. Molly and Rel obviously didn't have food with us, they just kind of watched in sadness because they're on prep, fucking pussies. But no, that was really, really nice as well. Then got back to the flat, chilled out, and yeah, it was a very, very nice day. Then I got ridiculously ill, which is brilliant, and that's basically why there hasn't been a video to post or anything like that, because I wanted to film and whatnot. Monday I just trained legs with Molly, and that was cool. But then, yeah, Tuesday I woke up, and yesterday I woke up, and I felt fucking awful. So, yeah, there will be a video in the next coming days. At the moment, we are just currently running, like, a bit higher baseline food, just to allow my body to settle and chill after peaking for, like, 3 weeks, basically. And allowing things to unsaturate, obviously, anabolic-wise and stuff. So, yeah, I'm very cooked at the moment. I'm very battered. But there will be a video out very soon, and I'll basically run you through the plan of action for now. how we're how we're going about things, training and setup, and all that jazz. And I'll be taking you through the reverse, and I will be taking you through the start of the off season, which hopefully won't be too long. We're not pulling bloods just yet. We're going to allow things to just settle, allow certain things to clear, and then we'll probably look to pull some blood work in. I'd imagine maybe 3 to 4 weeks, and then go from there. But yeah, prep is done. I also will probably, to start off my next video, just give a chat about like the rundown of prep, and then have a bit of a chat regarding what my thoughts are, how I'm feeling. Because now that the dust has settled and stuff, I've had a good bit of time to like reflect on like how the year has been and what I've done, and comparing it to what I expected I'd do, even what I really wanted to do. And yeah, I'm a bit fucking stunned, to be honest. Didn't really feel real. It's a very nice feeling. It's a very nice feeling to actually feel like you're doing the right thing, which is nice. So yeah, I will leave it there. Hopefully the next time that you guys see me, I will not look like a bag of dicks, because I feel fucking awful. But it's nice that I can actually speak again now, which is cool. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching the prep kind of series and rundown. And I am not going to fall off. I've said to myself, I am not going to fall off. I want to at least have videos out every single week this entire off season and document as much as I possibly can. Don't get it wrong, towards the latter end of the off season it will just become like, probably like weekly videos on like maybe like my check-in day, where I go through a session as well and give you like an update on what we're doing. But at least over these next coming weeks I still want them to be pretty frequent, because there's still going to be a lot of quick changes and stuff as we do go about this reverse. And just kind of chat to you guys about like post show and what we're looking to do and what you guys can look to do as well. So yeah, prep is done. 20 weeks done and dusted, and it's been an absolute blast. 3 class wins. I only really wanted 1. That's all I really gave a shit about. A 3rd place at the PCA Universe, and the overall at PCA Saxon, and 2 bodybuilders who competed that day and were in the overall turned PCA Pro. So I don't think you guys will be watching this, but congratulations to Dan Simmons, I'm pretty sure it is, in Bodybuilding Short, and I don't know his name, the owner of Pro Strength and Fitness, trains with Josh Law, big, bold bodybuilding medium dude. Thank you very much for turning PCA Pro, because to say you didn't, and then you went for your PCA Pro card in like 2 or 3 years, when I'm in bodybuilding medium, you probably still batter me. So yeah, well done, mate, and thank you very much. So yeah, I will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I am battered. I have a cream of rice meal waiting for me, and then I'm probably going to go to bed because I feel fucking dreadful. I feel worse now than I ever did in prep. It's pretty, isn't it? So yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you very much for everyone's support and the kind messages. And here's to just getting massive and spamming a load of growth hormone, I guess. As normal links will be down below. Coaching wise, to be fair, has been going great from YouTube. So anyone else who is watching this, who is interested in joining the team, link will be down below. If anyone's looking to go on stage this year, play close attention to my Instagram, because I've got a few clients already in prep right now. I've got Jared, who's 4 weeks out, and in the least cocky way possible, he looks fucking class. And you could too. Link will be down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you when I'm feeling a bit better.